James Morgan, a humble 72-year-old man, stepped through the sparkling glass doors of the luxurious Sterling Motors dealership. The bright lights of the showroom gleamed against his simple attire. A faded blue sweater, the last gift from his late wife Anna, and a modest pair of khaki pants. Though his clothing was unremarkable, James carried an air of quiet confidence and composure. For him, today was significant. After 20 years of driving his old Toyota Corolla, James had decided to fulfill a lifelong dream, owning a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the epitome of luxury and sophistication. As he entered the showroom, James's eyes scanned the rows of polished cars neatly displayed under dazzling lights. Each vehicle seemed like a masterpiece, but his gaze quickly settled on the silver Mercedes-Benz S-Class. It was the car he had long desired, and today, after years of hard work and meticulous saving, he finally had the means to turn that dream into reality. With over $120,000 in his bank account, James felt a sense of excitement, akin to a child receiving a long-awaited Christmas gift. While he admired the car, a young salesperson dressed sharply in a sleek suit approached him. The man's appearance was immaculate, with a perfectly knotted tie and polished shoes. But the smile on his face seemed forced, and his eyes betrayed a hint of disdain as he sized up James from head to toe. "Can I help you with something?" Blake, the salesperson, asked in a tone that was polite but hollow. His eyes quickly darted over James's simple clothing, making his skepticism clear. "I'd like to take a closer look at that S-Class," James replied, pointing toward the car he had admired for years. His voice remained calm, but the excitement in his eyes was unmistakable. Blake smirked, then leaned slightly toward a nearby colleague and muttered loud enough for James to hear, "Another old guy here to window shop." Although James chose not to react, he could feel the sting of the insult. Undeterred, he calmly requested a test drive, but Blake immediately rejected the idea, saying, "We don't allow test drives unless the customer can prove their financial capacity. We can't waste our time on people who are just here to look." Blake's words were like a blow to James' pride, but the ordeal wasn't over. Derek Thompson, the dealership's manager, approached with a scornful look. His tone was dismissive as he addressed James. "We cater to a certain clientele here, and I don't think you fit the profile. I'm going to have to ask you to leave so we can focus on our actual customers." Soft laughter echoed throughout the showroom as James walked toward the exit. A group of employees whispered and pointed, their mocking expressions unmistakable. James didn't look back. Instead, he stopped at the door, turned slightly, and said in a quiet but meaningful tone, "My wife once told me that a person's true character is revealed by how they treat those who can offer them nothing in return. You might want to remember that." James's words resonated in the opulent but cold atmosphere of the dealership, momentarily silencing the chuckles. None of them could have imagined that the man they had humiliated would soon return. Not as a customer, but as someone who would change everything. That evening, James sat quietly in his study, surrounded by the faint scent of old books and the warmth of memories. On his wooden desk stood a framed photo of Anna, his late wife, holding a permanent place of honor. There was no anger in his eyes, only a sense of quiet reflection and regret. Anna, with her gentle smile and profound wisdom, had always been the source of James's greatest encouragement. He recalled the difficult time 20 years ago when they had decided to invest their modest savings into a tech stock Anna believed in. "Have faith in the future," she had said. And she was right. That investment had grown into a fortune worth over $8 million, a sum James had never imagined possessing. Thinking back to the humiliation at the car dealership earlier that day, James felt a wave of determination wash over him. He wasn't angry for himself, but rather for anyone else who might have endured such demeaning treatment. This can't just be ignored, James thought. He picked up the phone and dialed his son, Michael, a financial expert based in New York. "What would you think about us buying that dealership?" James asked, his voice calm but resolute. On the other end of the line, Michael burst out laughing. "Dad, that's a brilliant idea. I think we can turn it into a place where anyone, rich or poor, is treated with the respect they deserve." It didn't take long for the father-son duo to put their plan into motion. The next day, James and Michael finalized the purchase of Sterling Motors from its struggling parent company. The deal was swift and seamless, and by noon, James was officially the new owner of the dealership that had once humiliated him. Later that afternoon, James walked back into Sterling Motors. But this time, he wasn't wearing Anna's faded blue sweater. Instead, he donned a tailored suit, polished leather shoes, and a vintage watch Anna had gifted him on their 25th wedding anniversary. His posture and stride exuded quiet authority. Blake, the young salesperson who had mocked him, immediately recognized James as he entered. Blake's expression shifted from surprise to unease, but before he could utter a word, James spoke. "I'd like to see your manager, Derek Thompson," James said. Blake stammered. Sir, he's busy." James offered a faint smile but spoke firmly. "I think he'll want to make time for me. Tell him James Morgan, the new owner of this dealership, is here." Blake froze in disbelief. The words James had spoken sent a wave of shock through the showroom. Moments later, Derek Thompson appeared, his face a mixture of confusion and anxiety. "Mr. Morgan, I'm not sure I understand what this is about," Derek said, his once condescending tone now replaced by cautious respect. James placed a folder of ownership transfer documents on the table and looked Derek in the eye. "It's simple," James began. "Today will be your last day working here, along with the rest of the staff who participated in humiliating me." Blake, standing nearby, turned pale. He hesitated before pleading, "Sir, please, I have a family to support." James regarded him steadily. "I understand, but how many other customers, also with families, have you treated the way you treated me? Today is your opportunity to learn a valuable lesson about character." After dismissing the old team, James began rebuilding Sterling Motors from the ground up. He hired an entirely new staff, focusing on individuals who demonstrated empathy, professionalism, and a genuine commitment to treating customers with respect. He brought in experts to train the team on customer service, ensuring that every visitor would be welcomed with dignity, regardless of their appearance or financial status. But James didn't stop at better service. He introduced several human-centric initiatives. He launched a program to assist senior citizens in navigating the car buying process, making it less intimidating and more transparent. He also established a scholarship fund for underprivileged youth aspiring to join the automotive industry. Every new hire at Sterling Motors underwent training not just in sales techniques, but also in the values of kindness and respect. Within a year, Sterling Motors had undergone a remarkable transformation. Sales soared, and the dealership's reputation for outstanding customer service spread far and wide. One day, an elderly woman dressed modestly walked into the dealership. The new team greeted her warmly, patiently showing her every car she expressed interest in. The result? She purchased 3 vehicles as graduation gifts for her grandchildren. From his office upstairs, James watched the scene unfold and smiled. This was the vision he had when he decided to buy the dealership. It wasn't just about selling cars, it was about creating a space where everyone felt valued and respected. Sterling Motors' success wasn't measured solely in revenue, but in the culture it cultivated. James frequently reminded his staff, "Never judge someone by their appearance. The person you look down on today could be the one signing your paycheck tomorrow." A year after James took over, Sterling Motors had become a shining example in the automotive industry. Customers didn't just come to buy cars, they came to experience the warmth of being treated like family. James often strolled through the showroom, inspecting every detail, from the arrangement of brochures to the interactions between employees and customers. Before leaving the dealership each evening, he would pause by Anna's photo hanging in his office and smile softly. James Morgan's story wasn't just a tale of intelligent revenge. It was a testament to patience, integrity, and the power of kindness. He had turned humiliation into an opportunity, creating a legacy that went beyond business. It was a legacy of respect and compassion, one that would outlive him. One quiet evening, James drove his brand-new Mercedes-Benz S-Class slowly home. The street lights reflected off the car's sleek silver exterior, a symbol of the success and determination he had achieved after a challenging journey. On the dashboard, he had placed a photo of Anna, his late wife, who had always been his greatest source of inspiration. Looking at her gentle smile in the picture, James smiled back, recalling her words. "True character is revealed in how you treat those who can do nothing for you." Those words had stayed with James, not just as a reminder, but as a guiding principle for every decision he had ever made in life. They not only helped him overcome the humiliation at the car dealership, but also gave him the strength to turn that painful experience into an opportunity for change, not just for himself, but for others as well. As he pulled into his driveway, James no longer dwelled on the disdain he had faced at Sterling Motors. Instead, he felt grateful for the chance to transform the experience into something meaningful. He had not only turned the dealership into a thriving business, but more importantly, had created a legacy of kindness and respect. What he built was not just a sales system, but a culture where every customer was welcomed with dignity, no matter who they were. As James prepared to enter his home, his phone buzzed with a message. It was from his son, Michael. "You're amazing, Dad." The message read, "If Mom were here, she'd be so proud of you." James read the message silently, his eyes shining with happiness. Michael's words were not just encouraging, but a confirmation that James had chosen the right path. What he had done had brought value, not only to himself, but also to his family and community. James Morgan's story is not just a lesson about responding to humiliation with action. It is a testament to the power of patience, self-respect, and faith in good values. With his new team at Sterling Motors, James often reminded them, never judge a person by their appearance. The person you look down on today might be the one signing your paycheck tomorrow. These words were not just a principle for the dealership's operations, but also a message James wanted to spread to everyone. He believed true success wasn't in how many cars were sold, but in how people were made to feel respected and valued. If you find this story inspiring, don't forget to subscribe to Life Stories 365 for more meaningful narratives. We are committed to bringing you valuable lessons and stories that can change your perspective on life. Join us in spreading the message of kindness and respect, because everyone, no matter their circumstances, deserves to be treated with love and dignity. For James Morgan, his journey didn't just end with achieving justice for himself. It opened the door to greater goodness and fairness for others. The legacy he left behind wasn't just the success of a car dealership, but valuable lessons about compassion, respect, and the true meaning of success.